2 years ago, I lived in Dubai. I had 14 full-time employees, and my business wasn't really a thing that I loved running. Fast forward now, 2 years later, I live back home in Denmark with my girlfriend and my dog. I only have one team member, his name is Toby, and I love my business now. That is safe to say. And throughout those 2 years, I of course had to learn a lot of things, and I've learned a lot by doing. But looking back, what I've realized is that a lot of the things that I had to learn was actually just bad habits that I had to get rid of. Things that I believed to be true that wasn't really true, that there were other ways to do things and achieve the things that I'm doing. So in this video, I want to run you through these bad habits so that you can maybe remove them yourself if you like. And I'll do it while I show you Norway, because this is not Denmark, unfortunately. So yeah, follow along on this little team trip to unlearn a bunch of things. I used to believe that I was supposed to be the expert, the guy who had always everything figured out. Is it okay if I walk, Toby?
Yep.
Nice. But now I've come to realize over the last few years that my role is not to be the expert and the guy who has all the correct answers, that doesn't make any mistakes. I've just come to realize that I'm the one in motion. I have to be the one that moves. I have to be the one that goes first. Because your ultimate role as a coach or consultant is to install self-belief in others. And the best way of installing self-belief in others is by walking the path that they'd like to walk, and then just doing it first to show that the path works, the path is safe, and then showing them that they could do the same. Toby just gave me a really good idea. He can see the background, I can't. But I like to explain things through stories, because what is a person in motion? What is a guy that has everything figured out? We don't really know. But imagine that you're about to climb the mountain right there, and you're a tourist like me. You're from Denmark, not from Norway. You have no idea on how to get to the top. So you go to the mountain and you want to climb it. And by the mountain, there are 3 guides. There's one guide who stands at the bottom of the mountain, and he hands you the manual, and then he says, here, just take this manual, and then good luck. Then there's the second guide. He stands on top of the mountain, and then he screams at you from the top, and you're at the bottom, and then trying to guide you from the top. Go right, go left. And then there's the third guide, the guide that you would like to be, and the guide that I strive to be. He takes on his gear, he takes on his climbing tools, and he just starts climbing. He just starts going. I know which guide that I'd like to follow. Not everything is supposed to be scalable. And that is actually the whole point, because everything great that will ever happen inside of your coaching and consulting business will come from the standpoint of being unleveraged and unscalable. Because you will send that loom to a client instead of just answering them with a text. You'll jump on an extra one-on-one call to a client that didn't pay for one, but you do it because you're human and you want to help a client who is struggling. You will write your own content, even though it will take you multiple hours every morning. You will still do it because no one is you, and you love it, and you like to be creative, and you like to articulate your thoughts, and you like to stand in front of a camera with your notes and share them with the world. In Norway, when you could have just been at home and spoken with Claude and gotten it to AI generate a cool carousel and then throw it on the internet. Everything great happens when you allow yourself to be unscalable, to just do the things that you love to do. And I promise you that it's the opposite of what everyone else will tell you. Just do more unscalable things. I'll give you an example of the importance of being in motion. From January until 1st of May, I had a wait list, which means that I wasn't bringing on any new clients because I was building product. I was building my program so that I could open up for scale. Before I had waitlist, my renewal rate, so current clients deciding to renew and continue to work with me, was 72%. After the waitlist period, so on the 1st of May, my renewal rate was like 35%. Because for such a long period of time, I didn't do anything, right? Because I had waitlist. I didn't really post a lot of content. No new faces got introduced in the Slack community. I wasn't testing offers. I wasn't testing content. I wasn't doing everything. I wasn't testing. I wasn't moving, right? I was just standing still because I had waitlist. So when it was about to renew, I thought, hey, new product, new program, new everything, right? Everything is optimized, better. But clients couldn't see the path because I had been standing still. I hadn't been going first and testing things. So because I wasn't walking a clear path and showing the way, clients had a very hard time seeing their path with me. So what I learned from that was that I just never want to stand still. I'd rather fuck up 100 times than stand still. Because at least when you do something that isn't ideal or it doesn't turn out the way that you'd like it to turn out, it's still a learning. You still did something. A bad story and something that occurred, or a thought or a learning that happened from something bad, is always 10 times greater than the person that doesn't do anything. Because at least if you make an offer that flops or no one buys it, you still have a story about how you launched an offer that no one bought. Here's what you learned from it and how people can avoid it, right? Rather than doing nothing. So I hope this will help you to break that imposter syndrome, that barrier for doing things, by instead of labeling you as the expert, the Mr. Perfect who has it all figured out, to just the guy that just tests things, goes first and see if the water is clear to go out. And also, being a person worth following directly for me translates into someone that goes first and being a leader. And I had a very hard time telling people that they should do a bunch of things when I wasn't doing them myself. So I think for me a lot of stuff changed when I just started doing everything that I expect clients to do and then just do 3 times more volume. Like since 1st of May, we've published on Instagram every single day. I've sent an email every single day. We post a YouTube video every 5 days. I rotate 3 to 4 offers, everything from workshop, community, one-on-one, agency, group. I rotate everything. I just try to do as much as possible because then it's a lot easier for my clients to do the things that I expect from them. It would be very weird for me to expect a client to post a YouTube video if I wasn't doing it. It would be foolish of me to expect a client to invest in my content if I didn't have Toby. So it also secures you in a selfish way, because your clients will never have anything on you because you're doing everything that you expect from them, but tenfold. 90% of the advice that I've gotten from mentors, and probably also advice in general from content and everything that we are exposed to on a daily basis, is always front-end and acquisition related. Which makes perfect sense, right? Because it's the easiest and fastest lever to pull, that in order to scale your business and make more money, you need more people paying you and you need more people through the door. So those are typically the most sexy offers that people preach, because it's about getting people in. Like, I pay you a certain amount of money and then you teach me how I can get more clients next week, so that the money that I paid you, I can get a return on that, right? But at scale, and for just everything peace of mind related and clients, etc., focusing on the back end will actually make you a lot more money, because great clients that sticks around forever and refers others and talks well about you and becomes a good representation of your business and who you are and the things that you stand for, are infinitely more worth than a few extra clients on the front end. But it will take time to harvest those fruits. So I think if you're not in a position now to really focus on the back end, that's all good, but just keep it in mind, because lifetime value and client relationships are where all the fun stuff and the good stuff and the money happens, because we are at the end of the day in a relationship business. And it kind of leads to another note that I wrote down, which is, I used to believe that everything was about more volume, more clients, more followers, more reach, more leads, when in reality it's all about the right leads and the right people. So I shifted my communication from very broad and trying to appeal to everyone to just speaking my truth, which probably only relates to like maybe not even 1,000 people on this planet Earth, but 1,000 people that really likes your way of doing things and believes that that is also the right option for them, is infinitely more worth it than 100,000 people that likes your stuff or fucks with the generic advice that you give. So focus more on the people that have paid you and the right people, and everything else great will come.